Alright folks, we are in the losers bracket of the ARAM Cup, the ARAM Community Tournament with Team CruW going up against RNGesus Chosen. On the left, the blue team. Let's see what we're getting for them. We have Corgi Riot on Brightwing, we got Novariel on ETC, Malum on Tacita, Johan on Anduin, and Nano on Mephisto. So double support that they got here from the RNG gods, whereas over on the other side, we have Argas on Deckard Kane, Ventru on Anubarak, and there it is. Boka on Suljin, Harkness on Brightwing, and Chiaseka is playing Mephisto. And I'm a little bit baffled, honestly, because teams have vetoes, right? So if you go up against an opponent, they have a draft that you don't like, you can veto once within the best of 3 series, and that has happened actually a lot. And it blows my mind that the blue team looks at Mephisto Suljin and says like, nah, we got this. It's actually insane. Like, what the hell? This is honestly insanity. You have Suljin and Mephisto against you, and you're just looking at it and you're thinking, okay, we can deal with this, no problem, and you don't use your veto. Blue team, they got a big set of balls on them. I gotta give them that. So yeah, at least they have Mephisto as well. I guess that kind of negates it, and Nano obviously has it, so that's a huge advantage for them, I suppose. On a just skill level, they are obvious. They have the bigger names on their lineup, so I suppose this is something that gives them confidence. But look at Suljin, he already has 9 stacks here. Went into Recklessness as a level 1 talent, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see what he can pull off here. So yeah, it's going to get wild. It's kind of nice. The ARAM Cup so far has been a lot of fun, honestly. A little bit more laid back, which I honestly very much enjoy. We had so many tournaments with a lot of prize money lately, and of course there was quite a bit on the line for the teams, but right now this is a bit more for fun. I talked in some of the previous matches about how I'm still very surprised that so many of the top players actually signed up for it. I expected just more community members and no pro players, not pro players, but like top players whatsoever making a thing. This is the thing with Heroes, we don't have pro players. People always mix this up. We have some amazing players, some very strong players, but at best you can call them semi-pros because there's nobody that currently makes a living just of playing Heroes of the Storm. We've got a couple of pro streamers maybe, but everything else, even with the prize money that we can field for these tournaments, it is some additional income and pizza money at best. So actual pro players have not existed in this game since the days of HGC. Doesn't mean that the players are not really on an absolute like top level, not quite on HGC level obviously, but still if you would go up against them, they would kick your butt 6 days to Sunday. And the blue team currently is already showcasing that early on with 3 kills to 0. Then again, Suljin is now slowly starting to ramp up a little bit, has gotten his first quest reward and therefore the range increase. What's on the line in the tournament is of course the hottest merch under the sun, and I'm talking about hot butter through cheese. We finally have merch for the meme in the shop. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually check out the link that is right there in the description. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It came out so incredibly well, and I'm super happy with it. So yeah, the artist that we work with on this one has just outdone himself. So if you want to have some actual hot butter through cheese merch too, then make sure that you check that out. And obviously it's also a very nice way of supporting the channel here. And talking about supporting, with the double support on each side, Suljin is currently playing a very aggressive style, and it's working out really well for him. I mean, our bad boy in charge is currently at 26 stacks already, so he's really starting to ramp that up. When he hits level 7, he's going to have the double swing essentially right from the start, so that's going to be big for his stacks. Now, they haven't gotten a single kill yet, and that's obviously the downside. They're just generally struggling a little bit to get a foothold in this game. But if Suljin is continuing that stacking process, then as the game continues, he should become an absolute DPS machine. The problem is, do they have enough time for him really to ramp it up this way? Because they're already trailing by more than a level. Completes the quest! Quest complete! Time to feed. Suljin gets his quest completed and gets immediately killed. But at least now, when he's back, he's going to have level 7, I assume, and then we'll have the double swing on the Arcanite access. So can they pull that off? Can they make some sneaky moves with that? Yes or no? That's the big question, and one that we're going to answer fairly soon. Ah, what hit was that? Why? Ferocity at level 7? Dude, what are you doing? I get the auto attack approach, but not going into cleave and the AoE that comes with it, I would still venture to say that that is a big mistake. Yes, they kill Anduin here, but damn, that is not what I expected. Given the fact that he was already so far in on his baseline, I thought he would take advantage of the double swing right away. But he's fully focused now on the single target damage, so let's hope that that works out for him. To be fair, he has a huge attack speed boon, he can melt a target down very quickly. I still think that the AoE would have been way more beneficial for them, just generally speaking. I think they're relying there only on Mephisto now. At least they got a kill. Problem is level 10 is now going to hit for the blue team any moment, and once that's ready, they will just push the envelope and start to be aggressive here. And they're doing it again against Nubarak, who didn't have a good game so far. And Noob is having a very, very tough time here. He's all alone at the front line, and Nubarak isn't really a tank that is known for an incredible amount of sustain. He's always been a dive tank, and that is shown here once again. So he's definitely having some tough times. We get Archon in on Tacida's level 10. So, yep, he's going to go for the big transform here. Honestly, just seeing that talent being picked reminds me of the good old days where Abyssal could copy ults and you would always like farm newbies in team games, just going for Odin plus Tychus Tacida was a thing with Abyssal, and then you would just copy either Archon or Odin. You would have double Odin or double Archon and push in with the whole transform set. Those were the days. Back when gold farming was a thing. They sold the money pick, I believe, for 4,000 gold at the time, and it was an absolute like miracle when you could get it. It was one of the first things that I actually bought, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, he has a money pick!" I was like, "Yep." Oh yeah. Good old gold farming every single day. There were a couple of us that were getting together early in the morning and just going for like an hour or two of gold farming until we had the money pick. Nice ult here. Good interrupt against the mosh pit from ETC as they're coming in with this. So, yeah, Suljin uses his ult. He's likely gonna fall. Yeah, no, he's actually getting full support from Deckard Cain and Brightwing and is still alive. 46 stacks for him right now. And they're starting to do a bit better on this when it comes to just the damage numbers. Yeah, again, he's really, really dipping deep into that single target damage that he wants to bust out there. So we'll see how much further he can go on it. But he's already sitting at 40,000 damage, trailing Mephisto, who's sitting at 50k. It's still only a single kill that they were able to get this far. But they haven't lost their fort yet or anything, so the red team is still doing the best they can in order to bring this one home and turn the game around. And Suljin is just going to continue to whack away here and will probably eventually take over on the top damage numbers, given the way that he's currently stacking. Finds himself the target, doesn't have an ult, might get the support from Brightwing, and does. Still in a bit of trouble here. Suljin, oh, ETC wants another slide, but can't get it. Ah, the blue team, oh my god, look at how low they are. The double kill, ETC and Anduin die at the same time. Now they're turning on Mephisto. Nano is low and he gets dropped too. All of a sudden, 3 kills for the red team, and here we go. Big, big numbers coming through now as both teams hit level 13. 56 stacks by now for Suljin as he is really ramping it up here. And they are starting to crush through the fort of the blue team. So that's a quick turn in the game that, yeah, the boys in blue were not really expecting, I assume. We get the Eye of Suljin here as well. So now we have the movement speed to latch on to the opponent as well. And he's gonna be a monster. Again, for me personally, it is mind-blowing that they didn't veto this one. Obviously, it can always get worse. There are so many great heroes in ARAMs, but ooh, it actually connects with 2. Damn, good cocoon though from Manubarak to shut that down. But for a second, they were probably worried there. But yeah, Suljin is the king of ARAMs for a reason. Thrall is always amazing. Mephisto is obviously in any game mode an absolute menace. But Suljin is just thriving in this environment here where he has the continuous fights throughout all the games. Just look how quickly he's taking them down right now on the single damage target numbers. Single target damage numbers. There we go. That was a lot harder than it needed to be. Double kill from Suljin, and he is just crushing it. Again, why didn't they veto this? This is an insta-veto when I see Mephisto plus Suljin. 67 stacks now, 8 kills to 9, and we got level 60 now in their hands, and they're busting through the wall at the keep. This is not gonna end well for the blue team unless they are starting a huge comeback, and I currently just don't see it. Look at Suljin just whacking away against the keep, trying to drop that load too. Hasn't even picked his level 16 yet. They're slowly starting to retreat here, but it's getting just nasty. And at this point, yes, the top damage is still in the hands of Mephisto, but depending on how long the game lasts, we will see Suljin take over for sure. He has access for everybody. He doesn't discriminate. You got hit points, you get the axe. 67,000 damage for him right now. And they want that keep. For good reason. I mean, already starting to move in here immediately. At this point, we, well, got the chance, of course, to go also to level 20 and upgrade that as well. Nicely done. Oh, debilitation against Tassadar and Mephisto. I actually don't even hate that in this context. Ult from Deckard Cain, trying to set that up. Killing begin. The killing began a long time ago. Suljin gets caught and turns it around and takes ETC apart. Easy. Easy kills. 70 stacks for Suljin now. Our man is murdering them, and that keep is about to go down, which removes the fountain, so no more healing for you boys. Gets the ult out, alright, and should still be safe here. Can heal himself. Brightwing is also ready for it, but they're now starting to move in, and whoa, the core's taking damage. It's 9 kills to 9. And it's it's a rude awakening for the blue team. Don't play against Suljin. It's like rule number 1 when you're playing ARAMs. He is gonna ruin your day. They try again for ETC. No more speed, and goodbye Tassadar. Suljin with the movement speed and all the advantage that he has is just cleaning up. This is 12 kills tonight. Suljin is sitting at 78 stacks by now. Is he already top damage in the game? Nope. Mephisto is still ahead of him and will probably finish the game with top damage. But Suljin has really closed that gap and would have overtaken him eventually. So big shout out to the 2 damage dealers on the red team side. They are able to pull it off. Nicely done. RNGesus chosen. They are going for the big hits and they're winning. Game number 1, taking the lead in the best of 3 series. GG and well played. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2. Alrighty, let's go. We have a 1-0 lead for RNGesus chosen as we are heading into our second map. We got Ragnaros for Corgi Rider on the blue team side. Novariel with Zagara, Malom on Stukov, Johan on Kel'Thuzad. Nano is playing the main tank Blaze for them. And over on the right side, the red team with Argas on Hanzo. We got Chiaseka on Diablo. They have a Kel'Thuzad as well. They also have a Zagara. And they are rocking Ando in here. But I gotta say, when you're looking at the tanks, on the one hand, we have Diablo solo at the front line. And then on the other, you have a duo with Ragnaros and with Blaze. So, 2 melees against 1 melee, I guess. But Diablo is definitely the just better tank, the more tanky tank. But since they have now 2 melee characters that they could try and rely upon, I think this evens it out a bit. Means, of course, also that the red team has quite a bit of damage. No absolutely insane OP characters in this one, so nobody vetoed here either. Already a lot of creep is being spread across the map and you got 2 Zagaras to make the map dirty. So it's going to be a creep tumor battle at the end of the day, I suppose. But let's see how they're going to do here. Is it going to be a 2-0 victory? Quick reminder, this is actually the losers bracket, so whichever team loses here is out. As the teams are going for the glorious quest for all that beautiful hot butter through cheese merch. So they want to go for the grand final, do that winner bracket, sorry, that loser bracket run. But yep, can they pull it off? That's the question. A lot of pushing power here with 2 Zagaras, so whenever you're getting a bit of an upper hand, you can go straight for structures. And keeping our eye on the baseline for the 2 Kel'Thuzad players as well, just to see who is going to get the lead here. Who's going to be able to get that extra spell power early on in the game and is able to get the damage out. Once that's done, there could be an enormous amount of damage against Zagara. She's a squishy, Kel'Thuzad is a squishy, so there's a lot of squishies that don't really have a lot of escape tools that they can use whenever the shit hits the fan. Oh, that's a nice combo! Whoa! Nicely done, Johan! Okay. Red team's Kel'Thuzad, first one to fall. and very well executed by the blue team. They did a great job there, locking them down quickly and capitalizing on that. So the first blood in their corner. Hanzo, of course, another one to really watch out for. Bit curious to see what we're getting as is level 10, because if you're playing on this map, you can always go meme strike. That's definitely an option. You don't have to fully rely on going for a stun with a dragon arrow, but you can go meme strike here as well. And if you hit level 20, if the game lasts that long, having that cooldown reduction obviously is pretty sweet. And these ARAM games are usually very, very fast, so that's something that you can definitely aim for if you want to. Ah, nice counter kill though, now that Zagara is gone. She gets burned into the ground within seconds. Well played. They go for Ragnaros, and the wall stun might just be his demise here. Diablo bullying people. Chia Seka with some sexy plays to ensure that Ragnaros falls too, and now they're aiming to steal the camp away from the blue team, but realize that might be a little bit too much. Jet Propulsion connects with Hanzo, and he gets murdered. Alright. Hanzo gone. And look at that, Zagara with a serrated spine. So in ARAMs, normally it's really nice if you can go into just stacking quests. You brawl the entire game. You have just team fight after team fight after team fight. So if you're going into additional stacking power with any talent that you can get it on, that normally means as the game continues that you have a good advantage there. So it's something that most teams will do. Zagara has to of course be very, very careful since she is one of the squishies and will be one of the preferred targets. But if she can work those auto attacks in, then she is going to do a serious amount of damage in the later stages of the game, and this is exactly what they're aiming for here. So we're going to keep a bit of an eye on her level 4 stacks as well. Blaze goes down. Third kill now for the red team, as both of them have already locked in level 7 talents. And Zagara again with serrated spines, sitting at 15, so she needs to try and get the damage out here. Ragnaros already with his own trade, saving Novariel on Zagara. Good for him. Nice damage coming out too. It's actually a bit of a heated up zone here. You're getting shock frosted by Khaldor, and then Ragnaros comes in and just burns it to a crisp. So once again, another combo from Khaldor, follow up by Blaze. Nano with the jet propulsion stun, but only hitting Diablo in this encounter, and they weren't really confident they would be able to take him out. So yeah, had to fall back at that point. Still, 3 kills to do. Zagara still trying to work some of those auto attacks in. Again, not easy for her. Not easy in that environment, but every single hit matters. And if Diablo is just sitting at the front and gets stunned out, Zagara will be able to get some free hits in. But the Blaze main tank strategy does currently not work out as well for them as they probably were hoping for. So that's the second kill against Blaze. Nano definitely getting bullied by Diablo at the front, and with all the damage that the red team is ramping up here quickly, it's going to be difficult to survive through that game. So at the end of the day, it is really the red team that's already in the lead in this best of 3 that is starting to aggressively push for the wall. And they're starting to do exactly that here. Go for the wall, try and take the first tower out. The fight is still shifting back and forth between the two of them though. So no huge advantages as yet, but a half-level lead for the red team is already indicating that they're going to walk away with the early level 10. Yeah, and again, jet propulsion after jet propulsion. Zagara nobody to be found right now, 28 stacks for her. Let's go for a bit of a damage comparison soon. Actually, let's have a look quickly. 16,000 for the red team Zagara, 20,000 for blue teams. I don't really want to put all on that on serrated spine. That would definitely be unfair, but something to keep an eye on. So Maw is now in. Maw with the Apocalypse follow-up potentially. Definitely have to sync that up a little bit, because if you don't, then you can more targets that would be stunned by the Apocalypse a second later. They're fighting without an ult. The red team really trying to force this one for good reason, but they're actually losing Zagara, so they're fighting with ult against an opponent that doesn't have heroics yet, and lose the fight. That is bad news for them. Definitely not looking great. Oh, Ragnaros also getting killed over here. 5 kills to 3 now. Not quite as explosive in the last one as I thought. Went for us, the ARAM. Still quite limited. I honestly don't really know what the current restrictions in ARAMs are. Obviously, there's a couple of heroes that have also been removed from the pool. But yeah, the same is also true for a few of the talents there. Either way, by now, we are having a bit of a difference with the Shadow Fissure on Khaldor for the blue team. Which is a smart choice in my opinion, and the Frost Blast on the other hand. And Nano in trouble. Talk about Frost Blast, already used against Zagara, but she survives. Still trying to turn it here. Nice. Shadowfisher connects. They're trying to go for the kill. Jet propulsion. Diablo in trouble. And is still able to move out. That was a close call, though. A lot of sparks flying in that last fight. But, yep, that got really, really close there for a moment. And Zagara is now at 44 stacks on her level 4. So she is really starting to get some auto attack damage together here. Nothing insane, only 7 minutes in, still noteworthy, but this will start to make Diablo's life harder and harder as the game continues, because he's usually the prime target for these auto attacks, since he's the one all the way up the front. Oh, big arrow into Apocalypse! They saw that coming way too late. Job well done. And Kel'Thuzad is dead. Good double more. Might be able to get another kill, but Blaze is fine, or is he? I'm not sure, honestly. Blaze is a little bit low here. 10 seconds until he has his ult back up. They're turning on Zagara, trying to take her out. Novariel is a little bit low. Weaves in a couple of auto attacks. Tries to get at least a kill. And would have gotten it if not for that heal from Anduin. Yeah, that was clutch. If Anduin doesn't heal there, Zagara dies but gets a counter kill. She's at 52 stacks now. Baseline not completed yet for Harkness. He nearly dies with the Shadow Fissure and is still working on his own baseline. That's obviously also then reflected in the damage numbers. If you actually not by as much as I would have thought. There's only a 1-2,000 damage difference between the two Kel'Thuzad players, and the red teams has now started to take over. So despite the fact that the baseline quest was completed very late, the death count might have something to do with it. Another death for Kel'Thuzad on the blue team side now. 9 kills to 3. I gotta give some credit here to RNGesus boys. I mean, these guys, they know how to play an ARAM, don't they? They've been doing incredibly well here. So, yep, that was pretty huge. That was big. Let's see how much else they can do here, because if they are able to take that fort out finally, they also will remove that fountain. And ARAM is one of the most important things that you can possibly do. Remove the fountains of your opponent to limit their sustain that they have. This is not a double support game this time. So, yep, definitely a little bit more rough. Attacks already coming. Half a level, 216. And here come the attacks. Johan looked AFK for a moment. Gets hit by the Frost Blast. Kind of baited that one out. Still totally fine here though. And 16 is kicking in just a moment. And I think once that they have 16, they're going to try and make the play for the fort. Zagara at 60 stacks now on a level 4. 16 talents, that gives us also the Glyph of Faith and obviously Corrosive Saliva. Arrow, it's the second time, arrow into Apocalypse, and it works so well for them. Triple more even. They get a triple more here to follow up on it. They get another kill on Zagara. Now they're going for Stukov. Big plays being made here. But the counter kill, holy cow. That was big.
Holy
huge! 4 heroes dead, only Diablo survives, and they're chasing him too as they're trying to drop him. But the red team initially started it off with this combo, and that was really strong. Arrow comes out, and then the APOC. The follow-ups were always there, time and time again. But yeah, afterwards the fight turned against them, and they lost way too much ground here. So now we have 11 kills, 2-7, 18 in total. Diablo still wasting a bit of their time, trying to slow them down, of course, to allow the rest of the team to come in. But he might pay the price for it, and does. Loses the souls. He's going to be back in a moment, but he will have to try and recover his soul stacks as the game continues. Anyone getting attacked there too. Another quick hit coming in. 8-11 now. 17 is on the board for both of them, but the lead in experience has now started to go over to the blue team. Another arrow. APOC wasn't ready yet, but still a nice stun, and Kel'Thuzad is dead. Kel'Thuzad dies, so the red team coming back with a vengeance here. Look at this. Bunker is out, Zagara gets attacked, and gets killed too. No! Uses the bunker. She is gonna die though. Yeah. Hanzo dies, Zagara dies, Kel'Thuzad Blaze. It's a slaughter. They're turning this second game into an absolute graveyard now. 24 kills at the 11-minute mark, and the attempt to steal away the camp. The fort still hasn't fallen, and Ragnaros is popping his trade again in order to try and defend it here. But I believe that this one is likely... well, with him burning the minion waves down, he is going to slow that momentum for sure. So I'm not so certain anymore if he's going to be able to do anything about it just now. But yep, they are doing work here. Nice save. does the damage actually look like for our two Zagara players currently? We have 37,000 for red team's Zagara. 52,000 for the opponent. Oof. That's the rated Spine talent is definitely contributing a bit. But let's not forget that the level 60 talent of Zagara is much more effective against Diablo than it is, let's say, against Blaze or Ragnaros. So that is definitely playing a role here as well. But still, pretty impressive damage difference between the two of them. 12,000 is nothing to sneeze on by any means. So, job well done here. Level 20 talent, any moment now. That's another one. That's going to be big. And we still haven't seen a fort fall. We still have not seen a fort fall thus far. So, another quick attack over here against the camp, taking this, getting the XP. And now we have Bullseye. We're getting the damned return. Zagara with the Pack Instinct. Diablo immediately up to the front. Frost Blast is in. The attacks are coming, and Khaldor gets wrecked, and so does Blaze. Did have the bunker. No chance for him to use it here, apparently. And the attacks keep coming, as with two heroes dead, it's a 5 versus 3. Zagara gets also annihilated and leaves only 2 defenders. They can go for the fort and take that out easily. And even with all of the stacks that Zagara has been getting so far, they're not able to do much more about it. So the attack all the way up towards the left now in an attempt to take on the fort wall, the keep wall. On top of that, also Stukov in a bit of trouble and gets bullied by Diablo. Zagara is the one to finally take him out here. 18 kills to 11. We're nearing the 30. And yep, big moves now being made by the red team. They definitely want to have the 2-0 victory here. They don't want to waste their time on a third map. And with the keep destroyed and no fountain available any longer for the blue team, it is going to be a more than an uphill battle for them to try and bring this one back. So yeah, this is going to be mega difficult. Team CruW is having some real problems now. And with Zagara getting killed, there's an amount of momentum that's just incredible. Thankfully for them, they got at least the counter kill. Both Zagaras died in that last fight, but the fight isn't over yet. Arrow, and this, it connects again. He hits every single arrow. It's ridiculous. Nano, he's low. So is Khaldor. He's dead already. Ragnaros trying to save himself and maybe turn the fight with another trade, but I don't think it's happening. With Blaze gone, they're going for Ragnaros. He is going to fall here. He's not going to survive this. And they will be pushing this towards the core very, very soon. It doesn't really look good for them at all. No, it seems like it's going to be a 2-0 victory. This is RNGesus chosen. Absolutely murdering it. Fantastic performance by them in this series, and they are looking at a well-deserved 2-0 victory over the opponent's team. Really big moves, and yes, this is going to be it. 23 kills, 2-12 as they seal the deal and move on to the next round of the tournament. And Team CruW is eliminated and drops out of the ARAM Cup. GG and well played.